Midnight was never really a level that I had that much interest in beating, but now it's my new hardest. How did we get here, and how did my journey with the level go? Well, for that, we need to look at some more context. Hang on, stop right there. This fail that I'm showing you right now is about 1 week into me playing this level. Alright, I got this on December 5th. You would think that with this progress, maybe I could do it by, mid-December, late December at the latest. Do you think that ended up happening? After this death at 68, I got stuck at 68 for a bit more, but then 3 days later, I finally got past 68, only to die to... Fucking idiot, bro. Kid's actually a buffoon. After this death, I would take about a 2-week break from the level, but that didn't really matter, because I was still mostly having fun with it. But then I would encounter my first major roadblock when I passed 74. What? What the fuck even happened to me? Okay, wait, I got 76, so I finally got a new vest, but like, what the fuck even happened to me? Now, if you're a Midnight Victor, you may be a bit confused. Why did I even go that way? Well, I have really no explanation for that other than just, that's how I learned it. However, the problem with this is that the way I learned it was on a start pause copy that was not updated for 2.2. So it took me dying to this click at 76 4 times before I realized that it was completely different in the rated version. However, even though this roadblock was annoying, it didn't really annoy me that much because I knew that my consistency was at an all-time high, and I was still getting multiple duel attempts per day. So I just kept increasing my consistency, and I ended up getting dropped to 100 one day. Let's fucking go, finally. After all those deaths to 76, I ended up slightly changing my method for it, and while it did take a while to get used to, eventually I did get past 76 from 0, and I'll just let past me explain it. Bro, okay, so, the story of that death. Part 1, me getting to the 70 part. So, I was kind of... And then, part 2, the duel. The duel, like, at about 73, a switch flipped in my brain, like, oh, you have to do the new strategy because the old one doesn't work from 0. So, I was like, okay, I'm going to use the new strategy, but I don't expect it to work the first time. But then I actually passed 76. So then I was like, okay, what the fuck do I do now? Because I was like fucking panicking. I was like, oh, because I did not expect my icon to make it here from 0. So I got past that, right? I was in the wave. I was like not processing where my wave was going. I was like, ooh, 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 and then, I don't know. I just run into that structure. Although, honestly, it was like kind of close. But I was not ready for that, bro. The worst death of this experience, though, ended up happening shortly after a small new best that, we don't talk about. I'm AI! Anyways, after that slightly saddening death, I continued to have a pretty consistent session. I was consistently getting to the 50s, and I got to the duel again eventually. And I passed it. I wondered where I would get, because I just passed every hard part in the level, besides the last straight fly. Would I be able to beat it? I died to the last spike. Bro, okay, so my hand, like, slipped off the up arrow key.
Midnight, you died to the last spike.
Not to the last triple spike, to last, like, spike of the straight fly. So, my hand, like, slipped off the up arrow key. Like, I was gonna pass it.
So you have, like, 90 something?
I have 93. I was gonna pass it, but my hand slipped off the up arrow key. It was the most tragic thing this country's ever seen. It was really sad. Really sad. We were all crying. We're all really sad about this death on Midnight, because we're never gonna get to 93 again. Never in the history of this country have we gotten to 93, and we're never gonna get there again. Yeah, so that part about never getting to 93 again. I said that as a joke, because I thought I was going to beat it really soon. But I didn't know how true that statement was actually going to be. At this point, in a couple days I was going on a family vacation, and before then I tried as hard as I could to close at midnight. I really did try, but so many deaths at the duel demotivated me to no end, and I didn't end up doing it before when I had to leave. When I came back from the trip, I thought things were going to change. I thought I was going to get midnight done real fast, but the truth is I just didn't feel like playing midnight at all. This level, which at first was evidence that I had improved, that I could beat hard things fast, was now taking up more and more of my time, and now it was, I believe, the second longest I've ever spent on a level, at least playtime-wise. Maybe it shouldn't have, but that embarrassed me. It kind of made me ashamed to go back and play Midnight, and I just didn't derive any joy from playing it, knowing that, yeah, while I was so consistent, the completion just wasn't happening. So, I took a break from Midnight. I beat Azure Blast. And the day after, I came back to Midnight. Not really expecting anything, but just seeing if I could close the chapter. To be honest, I was really bad at this level coming back. I could barely maintain any consistency, but then on January 21st, I decided to do a small session from zero to just see where I could get. And after not really getting anywhere for most of it, not even getting any attempts to the duel, on my first attempt to the duel, this happened.
After taking over the presidency, Truman learned
Oh! Oh! What? 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 That was my first attempt to the duel of coming back. Oh my gosh. Instant replay's on. Oh my gosh. It's finally fucking over. No, I'm not playing this shit again. Oh my gosh. I mean, these are like embarrassing statistics. Like, come the fuck on. Like, 44 hours of playtime. That's low-key embarrassing, but like, oh my gosh. I'm clipping this. So, my main question for me now is, do I regret going for this? And I honestly couldn't tell you, because some parts of this level were some of the most fun I've ever had playing something. Because when the sections work, they really work, and they're so fun to pull off when they do. But there's just so much stupid stuff in this level, and so much stuff that you can so easily just mind block. And that's not even counting my experience. My experience was not great. I had 187 second half attempts and 37 deaths to the duel and after, which I believe makes me one of the most unlucky victors of this level. This is also, I think, my most bittersweet completion, because as you could see, I had like a lot of negative emotion towards this level when I beat it. I just felt so, stuck and so embarrassed I had taken this long on something that's barely even the new hardest. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that I can beat something, and I hope that whatever I go for next can be a better performance than this one. I think that's all I have to say for this one. So, yeah, if you watched the whole thing, thank you, and see you all next time. Bye.